Islam and greetings, Moors. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon the Interjection. I am your host, Supreme L. Thank you. I would love to give high honors to Prophet Noble Jew Ali and all the active Moors and the prophets, all the prophets that represents love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in any order you like. But actually, we prefer love, peace, truth, freedom, and justice. Here on Pardon the Interjection, we dig up information to divulge to the family in the upliftment of fallen humanity. Today's show is dedicated to a very important topic for the family. In our investigation, we've uncovered a story or stories that has not been readily available to Negro, Black, and colored people, or a dead status. The name of the book we'll be reading out of today is The Grand Governor's edition of the Muqarrbeen Files, Book 1. And these are the stories that's been compiled by this brother, peace and blessings be upon him, Brother R. Edwards L. And by the way, family, please pardon me. I would love to give a special high honors to a brother, E. Millie L., true successor to Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Peace and blessings be upon him, E. Millie L. And pardon me. And we continue with the Grand Governor's edition, The Moorish Movement in America, its inception, rise, and struggle in the American social system. A brief examination of the history, organizational structure, and national leadership of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Incorporated. Brother R. Edwards L., ASBM author. And we go to forward. The Muqarrbeen Files are the results of a historical research quest that I took upon myself several decades ago. Pardon me, interjection. There's a little bit of typo, so I'm going to work with the family because this is very important information we all need. And we'll continue. Many of the documents appear just as they were presented to me, i.e. old, yellow, cracked, and sometimes faded. My reason. So that you, the reader, could see the data in the same manner as I did. Okay, now this is just the forward, and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of it all. And this is from the author. I pray that my work will be received in the true spirit of self-examination, for as the prophet Jesus taught the importance of this lesson in chapter 15 of the Moorish Holy Quran. Thus, if man is called or instructed to find periods of self-examination, why shouldn't an organization made of men do the same? May Allah, the Father of the universe, be forever pleased with our efforts to do that which is true and correct. Right, in parentheses. May He continue to guide and protect us by night and by day through His holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, the Logos of 1886. Peace from the author. And we go to the preface. Peace and blessings be upon Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the man, the prophet, and his mission. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, a man who made his entrance into the world on the 8th day of January, pardon me, was an extraordinary individual endowed with vision, purpose, and love for humanity. At the age of 27 in 1913, he founded the Moorish movement in America, later to be named Muarrbeen Temple of America, Incorporated, in Newark, New Jersey, to uplift fallen humanity by returning the nationality, divine creed, and culture to persons of Moorish descent in the Western Hemisphere. In succeeding years, Prophet Noble Drew Ali moved to Chicago, Illinois, organizing in 1925 as the Moorish Temple of Science. He later established a national headquarters and, in November 1926, incorporated as a civic organization in the state of Illinois. This was later changed on July 20th, 1928, at a special meeting to a religious corporation known as the Muarrbeen Temple of America, and registered in the Cook County Office of Records and Deeds, August 1st, 1928. The purpose and goal of the Moorish movement were articulated by Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the September 14th, 1928 edition of his national weekly publication, The Moorish Guide, when he indicated that it was building on human needs to dispense charity and provide for the mutual assistance of its members in times of distress, aid in the improvement of health, and encourage the ownership of better homes, find employment for members, and teach those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization, such as obedience to law, loyalty to government, tolerance, and unity. Pardon the interjection. And for those people who say that we are against the law and we don't have no regards for the government or law, right here, this is what the prophet is saying himself to those that follow his teachings and methods. Here you go, right here, plain and simple. Let me go back on that. Pardon the interjection. Teach those fundamental principles, which are desired for our civilization, such as obedience to law, loyalty to government, tolerance, and unity. He further stated, we are friends and servants of humanity. We are dedicated to the purpose of elevating the moral, social, and economic status of our people. Pardon me, which we are the government. Pardon the interjection. We have set about to do this through a wide and comprehensive program embodying the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. To that end, in the pre-Depression years of the 1920s, Prophet Noble Drew Ali worked with the Moorish Americans to purchase the first temple grounds in Chicago, Illinois, during May 1926. At the Moorish-owned Unity Temple Hall, located in that city at 3140 Indiana Avenue, site of the first Moorish National Convention from October 15th to the 20th, 1928. The Moorish and American flags, or banner, were proud reminders of the dual heritage of our people. The restoration of the Moorish flag to the descendants of Africa in America by Prophet Noble Drew Ali was of special historic signification, significance to the Moorish community and the world. For it took place in the United States during a time when the government of Morocco was in a state of subjugation to the French rule, 1920 to 1955, in parentheses, and could not raise the red flag with the five-pointed green star in the center of or on African soil. Additionally, this action invoked memories of the unique role of and contributions of Moorish American or Moorish Moroccan civilizations to development of the American system. Pardon me. The first nation in the world to recognize the continental government of the United States, Morocco, signed the first international treaty with this country in 1787, at a time when Moorish descendants of Moroccans labored to help build the evolving American society. Inspired by the example of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Manufacturing Corporation, which continues to produce remedies such as Moorish mineral and healing oil, antiseptic bath compound, and Moorish tea, in parentheses. His followers began to establish a variety of businesses, enterprises, including restaurants, grocery and furniture stores, real estate firms, etc. When the Elks held their 29th convention at Unity Hall in 1928, the Moorish cafeteria service was commended for being, in quote, and one of the most beautiful examples of unity and service ever witnessed, end quote. Reporting on the Moorish Manufacturing Corporation in the September 14, 1928 edition of the Moorish Guide, Prophet Noble Drew Ali commended, in all of the various divisions of the factory, we have put on about 20 additional workers. This factory serves one of our main purposes because it gives employment to the members, end quote. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was firm in stating, and I quote, "We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life," end quote. He successfully endorsed and supported the candidacy of then Chicago committeeman Oscar DePriest for the United States Congress in 1928. This endorsement came at the opening meeting of the Moorish Science Temple of America's first annual National Convention, held in Chicago on October 16, 1928. Despite the fact that many others were afraid to express their support openly for Mr. DePriest out of fear that his campaign would not be successful. Moorish residents of the 1st Congressional District of Illinois, members of the Chicago Temple, numbering 5,000, were among his staunchest supporters. Long before now famous civil rights era, members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, under the leadership of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, proudly cast their votes for Oscar DePriest, helping him to become the first person of African descent to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives following the completion of the Honorable George White, representative of North Carolina's term in 1901. Prophet Noble Drew Ali took part in a great parade celebrating the DePriest victory on Saturday, November 3rd, 1928. In one of the most spectacular occasions ever witnessed on the south side of Chicago, thousands of automobiles formed an impressive caravan of citizens joining the forces in unity and love. The immense respect and admiration for Prophet Noble Drew Ali's work was noted at the opening session of the Moorish Convention, when the dais of speakers included such distinguished city, state, and national leaders as the Honorable Louis B. Anderson, Alderman, 2nd Ward, Chicago, Honorable Daniel M. Jackson, 2nd Ward Committeeman, and Illinois Commerce Commissioner, Honorable Oscar DePriest, then a Republican committeeman and congressional candidate, in parentheses, Honorable Robert R. Jackson, Alderman, 3rd Ward, and Honorable George Blackwell, State Representative, Illinois legislator. Additionally, representing the private sector, Mr. Jesse Bingo, President of the Binga Binga State Bank, also spoke in honor of the industrious acts of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Moorish members from various states including New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, Michigan, Arkansas, Ohio, Wisconsin, West Virginia, and Illinois were all on hand to witness and participate in an event unlike any to which they had been exposed. Convention activities included an outstanding parade through Chicago's residential district with temple officials dressed in full Moorish regalia, a musical concert featuring the Moorish Crowers, a grand celebration with entertainment for delegates and guests, along with the discussions, reporting, and the conducting of business among the membership. Prophet Noble Drew Ali urged Moorish Americans to, and I quote, brighten the hopes of our youth, end quote, and encourage the development of the Youth People's Moorish League, as well as athletic clubs for children. Speaking about the Southside Boys Club Foundation in Chicago, Prophet Noble Drew Ali conveyed his fondness for youth and concern for the development of human potential when he stated, and I quote, it takes sympathy, patience, interest, and the trained eye of men, well versed in the training and handling of young men, to see the hidden beauty beneath the rough exterior. Remember, better boys make better men, and better men make better husbands for our daughters, end quote. In addition to his many positive works, Prophet Noble Drew Ali will be remembered by the world for being the first divinely inspired leader to return the Islamic creed to these western shores within the government of the United States. In the corporate information contained in the July 20th, 1928 affidavit of Organization Files in Cook County, Illinois, Prophet Noble Drew Ali stated, and I quote, "The Moorish Science Temple of America derives its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet Ali in America, to appoint and consecrate missionaries of the Prophet, and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America." The words of Noble Prophet Noble Drew Ali, recorded in his Moorish leader's historical message to America, appropriately summarize his mission, philosophy, and dedication. And I quote, I urge you to remember there is work enough for all to do in helping to build a better world. The problems of life are largely social and economic. In a profound sense, they are moral and spiritual. Have lofty conceptions of your duties to your country and fellow man in general, and especially those with whom you deal. This includes such honesty and righteousness as will cause you to put yourself in the other fellow's place. Look for the best in the others and give them the best that is in you. Have a deeper appreciation for womanhood. Brighten the hopes of our youth in order that their courage be increased to dare and do wondrous things. Adhere at all times to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I am your affectionate leader. I shall continue to labor day and night, both in public and private, for your good, thereby contributing to the welfare of our country and its people as a whole. In fitting tribute to his eminency as a world leader, Prophet Noble Drew Ali has been honored by the cities of St. Louis, Missouri, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, Illinois, Hartford, Connecticut, Washington, D.C., pardon the interjection, where I am, territory, and we continue, Detroit, Michigan, Los Angeles, California, and Baltimore, Maryland, as well as by national and international organizations such as the National Conference of Black Mayors and the World Conference of Mayors for his work. The introduction. In view of my concerns regarding the many different groups presently operating under the name and / or title of the corporation founded by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, i.e. the Moorish Science Temple of America, Incorporated, I decided to conduct a survey and interview the more recent participants in this great Moorish drama. The ongoing conflict and legal maneuvering over which entity has the exclusive rights to the teachings and status of the founder, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has given rise to the frustration, disenchantment, and, in far too many instances, the overt display of animosity and mistrust apparent in the words and actions of the younger Moors. Analogically speaking, the present condition of the Moor Science Temple is nothing more than a manifest of the soul of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And as he demonstrated 2,000 years ago, the soul is without its manifest. The Prophet is gone to teach. He's opening up the prison doors and setting the prisoners free. He's breaking the chains of the captive souls and leading them to light. Pardon me. Today, there are entirely too many lofty hills and empty valleys, and rocks to be rendered before the Prophet love can manifest, especially in a temple without a spirit, a body with no soul, and a temple with no altar fires. The way to Allah is not through a continuous court battle over such abstractions as the now empty symbols of life. This divine and national movement is not governed by some state or federal agency invested with the power and authority to issue copyright or trademarks. That's important, family. Pardon the interjection, but that's important. And we continue. The Prophet said that this was an everlasting movement. Therefore, it, by definition, has transcended the power and authority of finite man. It is in the mist surrounding these entities that I saw the desolate one rise to the surface of the earth, scheming a scheme, plotting a plot, devising a device he hopes will remove the ancient landmarks of the Moors, so that they may stumble and fall. Woe to this distractionist. The true Moors shall see him go down for the last time. A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. A prophet does not speak for himself. He speaks only with Allah, or what Allah has commanded him to speak. Therefore, Allah is the true author of this divine and national movement. Pardon the interjection. Those who misplace the sacred name of Allah, since Allah cannot die or pass away, are praising a false god. The Prophet didn't raise no fools, even though he called the fool twice. The double negative didn't and no are the fool's attributes. They the fools are working hard at trying to be Moorish. So much so, the pains cannot hide what they really are. Feeling the weight on their heads while in the dark, they thought that they has a fez or a turban on their head, or just because they had a fez or turban on their heads, only to discover in the light that their heads were covered with dirt. Partner interjection. Now, they are wondering why the young, progressive thinking Moors are laughing at them. The problem of this age will be solved when the few faithful Moors show the rest of the Moors that the way to paradise is good works and kind words. If brothers and sisters just learned to love each other, they would have reached the pinnacle where they might be a witness for the truth as they view the distractionists as they fall. In this era, we must have such witnesses. The young and innocent must hear the truth, that among the true Moors there is still much Islamism to be demonstrated. When we look in the face of man and see that image, the awe of that recognition will remove all of the dust and fuss that are circulating in this Moorish atmosphere. Only in the Moorish Holy Quran can we breathe that pure Moorish expression of Allah. And seeing the image of Allah and knowing that He is beyond man's petty squabbles, we will understand that Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the embodiment of love. Therefore, he is all other temples, if they are right, are merely cells in his structure, student branches of a master root. That was Brother James Ray Bay. Peace and blessings be upon him. Moorish sage, scholar, and teacher. Overview. In preparation for this overview, I had the opportunity to read and review volumes of information and numerous documents. Okay? That's just the overview of it all. I want to get to the, like I said, the meat and potatoes of it all, people. But I don't want to skip anything, so I'm just gonna go and continue from Prophet Noble Drew Ali outlined the goals and objectives of his movement in his 1928 historical message to America. He went on to state, and I quote, "In connection with the aims, objects, rules, and regulations of the Moorish Science Temple of America, I deem it proper to submit to you a brief statement of our organization covering its inception, rise, and progress, and of the Mohammedan religion, which I hope will be satisfactory to you and be the means of causing you at all times to adhere to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in your relations with mankind in general. I further most anxiously hope This brief statement will help you to more clearly see the duty and wisdom of at all times upholding those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization of our prosperity, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance, and unity. We organized as the Moorish Temple of America in the year of 1925 and were legally incorporated as a civic organization under the laws of the state of Illinois. November 29th, 1926, the name Moorish Temple of Science was changed to the Moorish Science Temple of America, May 1928. In accordance with the legal requirements of the Secretary of the State of Illinois. The object of our organization is to help in the great program of uplifting fallen humanity and teach those things necessary to make our members better citizens. A national organization with a Rotarian complexion as it relates to branch temples became obvious with the increasing numbers of inquiries from men and women in different sections of the country concerning the purpose of the organization. There are branch temples in 15 different states at this time. Since the work of the Moorish Science Temple of America was largely religious, the organization has been legally changed to a religious corporation, and an affidavit to this effect has been properly filed in the Cook County Recorder's Office of Illinois. Inspired by the lofty teachings of the Quran, we have it as the revealed word of God Allah. We shall foster the principles of its teachings among our members. This is our religious privilege as American citizens, under the laws of one of the greatest documents of all time, the American Constitution. The Mohammedan religion is the least appreciated and probably the most misunderstood of the world's great religions. This is especially true in our Western world. Try to understand what Mohammedanism is or stands for and some of the things it has contributed to the world. Muhammad was the founder of the Mohammedan religion. It originated 13 centuries ago on Arabian Peninsula, where the streams of commerce and culture met and mingled in the Middle Ages, where the markets of exchange were stationed for treasurer of India and the products of the Mediterranean coast. Pardon me. Therefore, this religion was established in the unprecedented short period of 20 years, and unlike many other religions, without the aid of any royal patronage and support. Pardon me, patronage and support. And we continue. Buddhism had its Asakal, Judaism its Joshua, Christianity its Constantine, Hut, that's H-U-T, Hut. But I think that was a typo. Pardon the interjection. I think that's a typo. But Mohammedanism had no person or royal rank and power to assist in its establishment and spread. Pardon me. Today, this religion is acknowledged by nearly 250 million souls and extends over an area equal to 1/3 of the globe. From Arabia, it spread eastward over Persia, Turkestan, Afghanistan, westward across Syria, Asia Minor, Turkey, southward to Africa, covering more than half of that continent. It found its way to India and beyond, to the islands of Sumatra, Java, and Borneo, to the early representatives of this faith. The world's debt is incalculably great. For it was they who transmitted the treasures of Greek literature from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance. They who originated the graceful forms of which the Taj Mahal and the Alhambra are the most famous examples. It was they who contributed to the sciences of algebra and chemistry, astronomy, and medicine. They who dotted the Sacrian Empire with universities and who built at Baghdad and Cairo the most renowned universities of the world. During those centuries of ecclesiastical despotism, when the Christian church suppressed all intellectual activities, save those that were theological, causing the talent that reproduces to supplement or supplant the genius that creates. The Mohammedans did all in their power to encourage and stimulate research in every branch of human inquiry. Pardon me, family. I'm reading off this screen and I'm getting together. It's a cracked screen. I'm using the phone today to do this research, so pardon me. I'm going to get through this. I'm reading the research off a cracked screen, so like I say, bear with me, family. But we're going to get through this information. We're going to get this information conveyed to the family. And let me see. And we continue. The Moors, or Mohammedans, added to the beauty and grandeur of Spain. For centuries, art, science, literature, and chivalry flourished among them, while the rest of Europe was still sunk in the gloom of the Dark Ages. The Moors were the most ingenious and industrious of the subjects of Spain. Their expulsion from Spain in 1610 was one of the chief causes of decadence of that country. For both agriculture and industry fell into decay after their departure. Mohammedanism makes no distinction between high and low, rich and poor, It is like the sky. It has room for all. The Quran should be of interest to all readers. It is the Bible of the Mohammedans, ruling over the custom and actions of over 200 million people. It is a work of importance to whether considered from a religious, philosophical, or literary viewpoint. In the promotion of plans for the betterment of mankind, there has even been some kind of oppression, and range as it may seem. Such oppression comes from sources where there are no ideas or the lack of courage to force attention to ideas, whether in church, state, or the social community. Any attempt to do anything out of the usual way seldom fails to receive criticism. Not because the course cannot be pursued legally or that it is unreasonable, but because it has been centered in terms as new. The Moor Science Temple of America has received some opposition and criticism. In the main, the opposition has come from certain Christian ministries or ministers. Pardon me. They have expressed themselves as being opposed to our promotion of the Mohammedan religion, possibly because the promotion of the Mohammedan faith among our people in the United States is considered by them in terms as something new. Whatever the reasons may be for their opposition, the legal right to oppose citizens, individuals, and organizations alike for their religious belief does not exist in the United States. The door to religious freedom made by the American Constitution swings open to all, and people may enter through it and worship as they desire. Without religious freedom, no search for truth would be possible. Without religious freedom, no discovery of truth would be useful. Without religious freedom, religious progress would be checked, and we would no longer march forward toward the nobler life which the future holds for the races of men. Without religious freedom, there would be no inspiration to lift our heads and gaze with fearlessness into the vast bend, seeking a hope eternal. It is a sad weakness in us after all. Oppose our fellow men for their religious beliefs? And if there are angels to record the sorrows of men as well their sins, they certainly know how high and deep are the useless sorrows that spring forth from such opposition. Possibly love and time will counsel our ancient hatreds in this regard and prove that in mankind tolerance is better in unwarranted opposition. In connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. The preaching of economic security among us is by no means as spread and intense as the circumstances demand. No other one thing is more needed amongst us at this time in greater economic, or that time in greater economic power. Better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life. Our men, women, and children should be taught to believe in the capacity of our group to succeed in business, in spite of the trials and failures of some of them. Trials and failures in business are by no means confined to any particular group of people. Some business ventures of all people fail. We have many men and women amongst our people who are qualified, both by training and experience, who are shining lights in the business world of all the people. It is a sad weakness in us as a people that we have withheld the very encouragement, support, and patronage that would have made some of our worthy business ventures a grand success. And worst of all, have joined in the condemnations of them when they fail, except in cases of actual dishonesty, discourtesy, lack of service, and actual unreliability. Our business enterprises in every field of endeavor should have flourished and fullest of confidence, cooperation, and patronage whenever and wherever they can be given. Read carefully the doctrines of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It contains our hopes, aims, rules, and articles of religion. Every member should have a copy. In conclusion, I urge you to remember there is work enough for all to do in helping to build a better world. The problems of life are largely social and economic. In a profound sense, they are moral and spiritually. Have lofty conceptions of your duties to your country and fellow men in general, and especially those with whom you deal. This includes such honesty and righteousness as well, and as will cause you to put yourself in the other fellow's place. Look for the best in others and give them the best that is in you. Have a deeper appreciation for womanhood. Brighten the hopes of our youth in order that their courage be increased to dare and do wondrous things. Adhere at all times to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I am your affectionate leader. I shall continue to labor day and night, both in public and private, for your good, thereby contributing to the welfare of our country and its people as a whole. Prophet Noble Ali. He would later declare in his divine warning to the nations, the citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are all of one family, bearing one free. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. And it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to the state of mind to their forefathers, divine and national principles, that they will be law-abiders and receive their divine right as citizens, according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. They are to claim their own free national name and religion. There is. We're going to hold it off right there. And we're going to come back to this Muarrbeen Files. This has been another episode of Partner Interjection. I'm your host, Supreme L. Islam, love, and peace forevermore.